Let's go to Mexico.
The world street food tour continues in the vibrant but lesser-known side of Cancun. We're uncovering hidden street food gems, meeting inspiring local vendors, and showcasing the care that goes into every single dish. So join us to discover the incredible impact that delicious Latino flavors have given to the world.
Open your eyelids, you've never seen anything like this.
Hello world, my name is Saul, S-A-U-L. I will be your guide here. Welcome to Mexico, welcome to Cancun. So you will have the best food ever and ever. You will have to try it.
Good morning, everyone. Now, I was invited to travel across the Forkin world to enjoy an authentic Mexican street food experience by an awesome tour company named A Chef's Tour, who are currently thoroughly enjoying themselves in the vibrant but lesser-known part of Cancun called downtown. Their mission is to seek out great food and great people. My mission? Don't know. Get you to the end of this video. So who the hell are you watching? Well, we got Saul, who thinks he's a pirate, Andre, who thinks eating 4 of these is healthy, and Luke, who thinks that this is a really good Mark Wiens impression. Watch out, Britain's Got Talent. There would be no better place to start this flavorful journey than at the very foundation of Mexican cuisine. A cultural icon, a culinary canvas, and the backbone of countless delicious dishes. The humble, versatile tortilla. Saul had kindly taken us behind the scenes at one of the many local tortilla factories so we could watch the process of them preparing the dough. It's a simple recipe, but complex craft, mixed fresh every day with locally sourced corn, a pinch of salt, and just the right amount of water. Then the dough is carefully kneaded until it reaches the perfect consistency before being fed into this incredibly fiery machine. It was 35 degrees outside. I honestly couldn't tell you how hot it was in there. The machine compresses, heats, moves, and shapes the dough into perfect little discs, and then cooks them just enough to develop that authentic flavor and texture we all love. Further down the road, it was time for the first of many, many tacos that we'd be enjoying. Corn tortillas, lovingly holding shredded meat, diced onion, and cilantro. These tacos usually come with a variety of side sauces at spice levels ranging from gentle to call the fire department. Luckily, next door was something to cool my mouth down. Luke had spotted a micheladas store. Basically a street cocktail. She's adding to the rim of these cups a mixture of lime and chili powder of all things, and then the cup is filled with ice and mixed with fruity or savory flavors such as mango or Worcestershire sauce. You heard that right. Once you go away, you add your own favorite alcoholic beverage, and you're left with an incredible blend of tangy, sweet, spicy, and whatever adjective beer gives you. The Chef's Tour team are out here for several weeks traveling across Mexico, so you can really see just how much time and effort goes into crafting their tours. Not only seeking out great food, but meeting local heroes, chefs with a real history and passion for what they do, curating the right mix of dishes, timing each tour for the perfect length, and then pairing everything with safety and local expertise. I mean, wow, wrap that all up in a taco and you've got an experience that could become the highlight of your holiday. So if you're planning to leave your house, I don't know, one day, then check out achefstour.com, pick a tour, and honestly, the worst thing that can happen is you leave with a very full and very happy stomach. Maize, which is plain old corn, is basically at the heart of all Mexican food. For thousands of years, indigenous communities have bred tons of different corn varieties and perfected the nixtamalization process, which is cooking dried corn in an alkaline solution. That process gives you masa, the dough which tortillas are made from, whilst unlocking the nutrients and a different flavor that you don't get from straight cornmeal. There's a long-running corn versus flour debate too. Wheat, made into flour, came from the Spanish and stuck in northern Mexico, so flour tortillas and wheat dishes are part of those local traditions there. Wheat, of course, is much softer, so gives more flexibility, and the mass production has given everyone the instant access to create their own food. But lately, farmers and chefs have been pushing back. They want to preserve the heirloom corn and the old-school nixtamal methods for the taste, the biodiversity, and the cultural meaning that they carry. So there you go. You didn't think you were going to learn something today on Forkin Hell, did you? To give our brains a rest, here's that lady again. You're welcome, 91% male audience. After topping up the aircon fluid in Sol's van, we stumbled across this lovely lady selling pozole with cacao and coconut, which is a traditional, refreshing and nutritious drink made with that nixtamalized corn masa we just talked about. It's almost as if I know what I'm doing, eh? Remember though, when enjoying ice-based drinks in Mexico and frankly many other countries, always be cautious. It's hard to know if the ice was made with clean, safe water or the local tap water. So personally, I'd recommend you guys stick with well-known restaurants and leave these crazy ice-based drink stunts to experts/idiots like me. We couldn't resist being drawn in by these spinning chickens slowly roasting over peppers and onions. The irresistible aroma was rich, smoky, with hints of spice. Honestly, it's one of the best smells I really wish I could share with you. But instead, here's a cute doggo to make up for it. Now, after a long day of eating, the light began to fail, leaving us with no choice but to continue eating in the dark. 6 hours that took. Hit the like button and grab yourself some water. It's important to stay hydrated. The next morning, Andrea and I teamed up with yet another tour guide and we headed to a secluded stretch of the beach on the outskirts of Cancun, far from the hustle and bustle of the main tourist spots. This peaceful shoreline was almost ours alone, save for a few locals. What made this spot truly special was its proximity to a protected nesting site for sea turtles, a place where tiny hatchlings take their first tentative steps into the ocean. Though we didn't spot any turtles, our guide thought it was best to head up the street a little more and see if we could spot something a little bigger. Capturing the sunset while soaring over Cancun's awakening skyline, we tried to use the drone to see if we couldn't spot a local celebrity, a giant crocodile. We had spent nearly half an hour soaring our drone over the multicolored, clear waters and lakes, scanning every ripple and shadow for even the slightest glimpse of that elusive croc. The sunlight danced on the waves as we navigated the skies, but alas, once again we had failed to capture a rare sighting of this legendary creature. Not satisfied, our guide daringly suggested we head right to the croc's den, which was a tense, nerve-wracking experience. Now, of course, just my luck I didn't film it, but shortly after this clip, it did in fact surface and snatch both Andrea and the guide, pulling them into the water to their horrific, gruesome demise, which was super annoying as I had no other way to get back. So I had to call up Sol, who picked me up in his van, and he took me out to explore the hotel zone to cheer me up.
Don't look at the cameras. Jesus Christ.
According to Sol, Cancun shot into the tourism scene back in the 1970s with just around 20,000 residents. And honestly, it's wild to think just how fast it grew, mainly thanks to the Mexican government handing out free land to kickstart the boom. Damn, I wish I was here 50 years ago. In just a few decades, what was once a tiny fishing village has turned into a massive resort city, a true urban transformation. And right at the heart of it all, the hotel zone. It's basically Cancun's glittering crown jewel, lined with towering resorts, perfect beaches, and a vibe that's all about luxury, fun, and non-stop entertainment. Now, if you venture downtown, it's a completely different story. Cancun's downtown is rich in tradition, bursting with life. Markets, street food, the smell of spices, and sizzling tacos literally everywhere. And right in the middle of Market 23 is this lady. This incredible store had been here for over 30 years and is a fourth-generation business, serving frankly the absolute best tortilla I'd ever eaten. Plus, they were kind enough to let me into their kitchen so I could film some really close-up shots to piss off any vegans watching. Double win. To prove that Cancun isn't just about delicious tacos, later one evening we stopped for some delicious ice cream. But then we remembered that Cancun had tacos, so we found this one the size of Andrea's head. I'm glad to see she survived the crocodile attack. As a guy who suspects he was a moth in a previous life, I've always been attracted to anything that's glowing, so when I saw fire, meat combined with tacos, I knew I had to try. Tacos in Mexico are so much more than just a popular food, they're a vital part of culture and identity. They've evolved over centuries into a culinary symbol. From street vendors to high-end restaurants, tacos appeal to a wide range of people because, well, frankly, they can be filled with an almost endless variety of ingredients, including meats, vegetables, cheeses, and salsa, making them accessible to, absolutely everyone, all tastes and dietary preferences. We wanted to eat the next round of tacos as authentically as possible, so we knew we needed a real-life Mexican. But then luckily, we remembered we still had Sol.
Somebody has to teach you, right? So here is the tortilla. Probably if it's too hot, you have to pass it from one hand to the other one.
Yeah.
And then, guys, at the Mexican style, you will throw it into the meat. Right? So what the tortilla takes is for your taco. Okay. You have it here, and if you fail on the first catch, right? So then that's the reason that is the fork, right? So you have to put more meat. Right?
Okay.
So here, if in Mexico the taco doesn't close, that is not a taco. So my perfect recipe, the avocado sauce or the guac sauce, right? And this onion with habanero, delicious. You can please, guys. Attack.
There you go for it.
As Andre took 25 minutes to finish making her taco, I walked a little further down the street to yet another taco van who had over 500 Google reviews, mostly talking about how friendly the staff were, and they certainly weren't wrong.
When you come to Cancun, come to visit us, please. Thank you so much. Viva la vida!
No authentic Cancun evening experience can ever be complete without trying at least 7 or 8 tequilas, for research purposes. And as we study late into the night, a quick reminder that the final part of our Mexican adventure continues next time in Mérida, but it probably won't be that good as I blew our entire budget getting there.
In your eyelids, you've never seen anything like